I feel Okay. Uh, this is considered a red alert. A red alert because we're heading to the middle of the year. And in 5 days, we'll be halfway through this month, which is halfway to the middle of the year. So basically, about 20, 21 more days until we're in the middle of the year, about 2.5 weeks. Right? What has Xbox given the Xbox community? We should really have a serious talk. It's serious because I changed the colors, which I didn't want to do. It took a little bit of time, but fuck it. We have to have a serious talk about this. What have they done? What have they brought out? I'm going to try my best not to get bored while we review what the fuck Xbox has done. We're gonna get to the bottom of this together, because that's the only way we can search far and wide for all those amazing Xbox exclusives that they have released. So I'm gonna take to YouTube, obviously. Of course. Okay, let's get started. We've changed everything. I know you guys don't believe it, but we have literally changed everything. Um, we really have. We changed everything just for this chat today. I'm about to hop into the Discord. Um, I was gonna make it more or less like the Xbox podcast, but they don't deserve that much change. Not today. Let me hop into the podcast. I'm pretty sure people will be in here throughout the next 2 hours and 20 minutes. So let's get started with this real quick. We're heading over to YouTube. Think I saw Chatter this morning, and then I think that Xbox probably don't want to talk, but we're gonna go. We're gonna go and see what the fuck happened today. Cause if I'm not mistaken, nothing happened today. More multi-platform news. More multiplats, more multiplats. Nothing happened. What's going on? Who
What
just
up?
jumped? Oh, what's going on, Rob? How you doing?
I'm alright.
Did something happen today? I think I saw kids move on Twitter like talking about something. Like
I,
the
I,
Xbox originals, and I was wondering what are the Xbox originals? Is it Halo, Gears, and Forza? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people were tired of that.
shoot, I hadn't heard anything, and I don't really follow that guy. He's proven time and time again that he'll love that company until they pretty much just stop being around.
Basically, yeah. Um, I saw a Xbox fan quote earlier this morning, also on Twitter, claiming that the Gunk is Xbox's Ratchet and Clank. So I think it's really important that we go watch the Gunk, so we can remind ourselves that it is fucking dumbass shit. Hold on, I gotta cover this shit up. Advertisements, so
I,
many
I
advertisements.
wonder why. I wonder why they have games that don't sound appetizing to the gaming palate, nor do they sound entertaining.
I don't know.
Like, I think that's one of the biggest issues is that they don't have anything that really wows anyone to a point
Uh,
where,
Ice Queen, I apologize for you not feeling well. I wasn't feeling well. They said that you're not gonna feel like the best once you get that vaccine. My arm was hurting. I wasn't like shit. I wasn't even able to go to work. You're not supposed to go to work anyway. But it should get better. It did subside probably over 3 4 days. So yeah,
they,
because it's teaching your body to fight off that virus. So you know you'll
yeah,
get
that's
you get through it. So this is the Gunk. This is what I heard. Only one Xbox fan say this is their Ratchet and Clank. So obviously we're not seeing it clearly enough, so we have to zoom in. So wow, maybe it is a Ratchet and Clank, right? Like kind of Bizarro Land. You guys know like Superman, and you know Bizarro.
yeah.
Bizarro is like the reverse version of Superman. He doesn't look good. His skin is not soft. His S is backwards. Everything is crooked. He looks like a fucked up version of Superman. So yeah, this is their version of Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, it's fucked up, but in no way is it Ratchet and Clank for them. But it is their version. What's going on, Jeremy Nelson? How you doing, Gregory? Let me get the shout outs out the way. Um, Surgeon is here early this morning. Vedger is also here. PS5 God. Dazzy, the PlayStation Knight, is here. Ice Queen Gaming. Even is here. Even is here. Stardust, legendary Stardust is here. Pridman, Enzo, Cyber Dragon, Mike Johnson. God damn, we got a full house today. A lot of people. I think I saw EDM Gamer. Yeah, EDM Gamer is here. A lot of people here. A lot of support. A lot of love. Thank you guys for being here. This is important. Yeah, we're gonna joke around, but this is very, very important. We have to figure out what they have. I woke up this morning. I heard people attempting to talk about Xbox, and I'm like, why? Nothing happened. Just shut up and play Resident Evil. We got the sales report. It did come from GameIndustry.biz. I can confirm that 49% of the UK sales for Resident Evil came from the PS5, 30% came from the PS4, 20% came from Xbox. So in total, we're looking at like 80% for PlayStation with the PS5 and PS4 combined, and only 20% for Xbox. So this game was not on Game Pass, and it did not sell good at all. Now remember, you have a lot more units out there. You have the Xbox One, Xbox One Slim, Xbox One All Digital, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S. You have a lot of Xboxes out there. And the way you hear these idiots talk on Twitter and YouTube, you would expect to have a lot of their fans out there. But again, we already know their fans
Point.
don't like to buy games or play them.
Yeah, at this point, I'm starting to believe that this is just brainwashing.
And I think I like that though. Man, I like the brainwashing. But my message to developers is, why are you still putting games over there? You know they're not gonna buy it. Yes, that would mean more console based exclusivity for big AAA third party titles. So what? If they gonna sell better over here, only put them over here when it comes to consoles. You could put them on PC. I'm not talking about Switch because we know Switch can't handle these games. So yeah, until Nintendo steps it up when it comes to hardware, and Xbox fans actually start buying games, you should probably put all multi-platform games only on PlayStation consoles and also on PC. Because you're not missing anything over there.
But at the same time, though, the reason they wouldn't do that is for the fact of the matter that Microsoft would sit up there and bitch and moan about it and have to toss out more money towards them to make sure that they kept putting stuff on there.
Yes. And to see, that's the truth right there that most people don't want to talk about. Microsoft has paid so much money just to keep games multiplat. It's not even funny. It's such a desperate thing to do. Your gamers aren't buying games. The only way you can make your gamers seem like they're excited about that brand is by giving them away for free via Game Pass. But that costs you even more money. There's Japanese games from developers that still don't like putting their games on Xbox. You have to pay them additional money to take interest in Xbox, knowing again that your gamers are not going to buy the game, so you have to shell out more money to put them also on Game Pass. Xbox is a black hole.
What's
You're
weird
wasting
about that,
money to make
more
you look relevant. What were you about to say? Hello? Bro, did you drop out? Hold on. No, he's still here. I guess he'll be back, but he's still here. Um, I don't understand, man. Let's just keep focusing on this quote. So the quote is from one Xbox fan earlier this morning that the Gunk is their version of Ratchet and Clank. I'm so happy someone says something so stupid, so we can literally compare this game to Ratchet and Clank in every way. We haven't saw this game, if we're just going back through history, we haven't saw this game for 9 months. As you know, um, Returnal was shown off 10 months ago, and I believe starting at the end of last year, they started to show gameplay and developer diaries to the point that we amassed about 15 different gameplay video clips, 5 of them being developer diaries. So they did make sure you knew what the game looked like before it came out and how it played. Then they allowed the media to have hands on with the game for the previews, so more people got to see how it played. And again, Gunk been around for 9 months, roughly around the time that Returnal was shown, and they did not have anything but just one video. There's only one video you can find. There's only one trailer. That's it. So for any Xbox fan to really feel comfortable enough to sit up here and say this is their version of Ratchet and Clank, when we saw more gameplay for Ratchet and Clank when it was first shown off than Gunk when it was first shown off, is an insult to Ratchet and Clank. But again, let's go watch this dumbass shit. I hate when they be doing these fucking advertisement shit, man. Gotta put the fucking cover on. So I would think of this as the wannabe version of Returnal, because landed on a planet, space exploration. Um, it's kind of like a very cartoony version of Returnal. I don't know if I can compare it to Ratchet and Clank because you don't seem to have any type of robot that talks on your backpack. Um, but it's like a rip off wannabe version of Returnal, and it's really really not that good. But I mean, Xbox, right? Like they will eat anything. You put a donut in the trash that had dropped on the ground and it had a dog pissing shit on that donut. Xbox will take that donut out the trash and eat it. These guys don't have any morals. They don't really care what they eat at this point. They will eat anything. They will literally eat anything. And as you can see, it is also available on PC. So no, this game is not exclusive because every game that they claim that goes to PC from PlayStation is not exclusive anymore. That means you guys have no exclusives. If any game is on PC, it's no longer exclusive. Forza, Gears, Halo, no longer exclusive. Those games are on PC. So no, this is not the Ratchet and Clank version of this is not Xbox's Ratchet and Clank due to the fact that it's also on PC and it don't look that good. Like for you to even say some dumbass shit like that. But
This is
again,
like
you back.
The game looks like something created by a first year animation student.
Bro, I can hop on Dreams right now. Fuck. We don't even gotta hop on Dreams because every time I go to Dreams, I lose viewers, man. Y'all motherfuckers hate Dreams with a fucking passion. But I can show y'all this fucking picture. Hold on. Screenshots. I can show y'all this picture from this character model of this this developer. I call him a developer on Dreams, and the character model that he made on Dreams, it blew my fucking mind. Hold on, bro. Let me go and see. Sort by media. Bro, I can't find that shit.
I know exactly what they're gonna say. They're gonna sit up here and say that this is an indie developer. This is their first game. We should give them a chance.
Do you know that House Marquee, the people that made Returnal, that they're an indie developer? Yeah. And that's their first big chance. So, yeah, I don't want to hear that.
But that's the thing. They're going to sit up there and use every excuse under the sun to sit up there and say the Gunk is a good game when really they weren't going to buy this game. So there wasn't really any money put behind this game. You can tell.
This character model right here that I see right here that this guy created, fully animated. You can move, jump around. We'll check him out in Dreams in a little bit. Please don't leave. I need y'all to see that this character model, right? We're gonna take off the chat so you can see a little bit more. Looks way better than what we just saw on Gunk. Right? So we're gonna head into Dreams so you guys can believe it. You can actually see the character models. There are all different types of character models, levels, and shit like that. People have created in Dreams that look better. It's not looking better means it is better. It's just Dreams only cost me $30. It went down to $20 a couple times. The standard price is $40. And the amount of content that's in this fucking amazing game is crazy, right? So, again, got a playlist with the best levels. Fuck. I don't even gotta do that, bro. If I just go to like one of like this fucking Luigi somebody fucking created. Like if I just go to this Luigi, it's more passion into this shit than something like a fucking Gunk. You know?
Like I said, It looks like some first year student's passion project, and they
It,
set up here and put some money on it.
and that's what I don't understand is they hyping this shit up though. It's like they're hyping that shit up like it is worth it, and I'm sorry, it's not, bro. We're about to go to
It's
the developer.
it's very one sided. That's one of the big things with them is that a lot of stuff is one sided, and it's like a heavyweight boxer going up against a featherweight boxer, and they both, trained to the teeth.
Here's the
Both have had
character model I
knockouts.
told y'all about. Little boy with a wolf armor and shit. Very cool. If there was a game with this character, I'd play it. I expect something like this from a developer using Dreams, but not a developer using a computer to create their games. You know? That's why what I see in Dreams, uh, it amazes me a lot more
In which
than
case, I would say another excuse that they're going to use for that is the fact of the matter that, oh, it's hard to create a game. Have you ever created a game before? And it's like, wait a minute. If you did it by yourself, then that's understandable. But even people who've done games by themselves have put more effort into the creation than what you're seeing off of Gunk.
what's funny is in Dreams you are creating a game because you have to create the whole image from scratch. This dude had to create this whole outfit, this whole character model from scratch and animate him. So, yeah. Like, that's not a good excuse. That's, again, it's not a good excuse when you go to college for that shit and that's what you come out with. Like, that's not a good excuse at all.
Hell no, not at all.
I mean, just take an example from Southerner from the Dreams community. Created much more. Like, the character models are on a similar level as Gunk, but we understand this person used Dreams to create these character models, and he created them from scratch by himself.
Shoot, I'm looking at it like this. We can go even as far as Lost Soul aside. That was done by one person.
There
until
you
he got
go. It's
and he killed it.
I can't sit up here and say that's acceptable. Not as a game, but when you got grown ass men hyping up a game like that and claiming it's like one of the best fucking games they ever saw. I'm sorry.
I don't see how something as visually repugnant could be the best game
bro.
you ever saw.
No.
It's visually disgusting looking. like, and I don't mean disgusting looking in a good way. I mean disgusting looking as in it looks like somebody vomited that.
That's what's crazy about it. You're seeing this more mature looking character model that the same developer on Dreams created. Again, I'm not saying it's bad to have a kitty looking character model in a video game. All I'm saying is we know it could look better. We know that you got the backing of Xbox to a degree. You got that money to put it straight on Game Pass. Possibly you got that money after you created the project, but long story short, it's not making much sense to me. It's not making much sense.
I forgot something else too. If you were worried, let's say the developer was worried about getting character models, he could have got pre-rendered character models for purchase from any of those stores that they have. Because you got a Unity store, you got an Unreal Engine store, you got pretty much all these different gaming engine stores to buy pre-rendered models that you can add stuff onto to make them look the way you want them to look. If that was what he paid for, man, I'd ask for my money back.
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing. Oh yeah, this dude has some more kitty like character models too. We'd be looking at these motherfuckers. Like this dude, what did he do? Like again, obviously Dreams is amazing, but if you want to make a kitty looking character model, you can make him look however you want, but you could have did better than that. That's all I'm saying. You could have did better than that.
I mean, I'm looking at it like this. You got that Microsoft money. You could have paid somebody to bring the concept that you wanted to life instead of having to sit up there and put that out.
Again, I don't care about the game that much. What I care about is the fans bragging about that game as if it's probably one of the best games they ever saw. And I know Gears exist. you know, I know a lot of fucking games that are smaller. They exist. Um,
The difference between filet mignon and going and getting a regular steak.
there you go. I mean, that's what. I don't think they know the difference anymore. They've been given shit so long, literally, like literally dog shit. They're eating dog shit. They've been giving dog shit so long that they don't know the difference anymore.
Yeah. And it becomes to the point to where it's just sad to watch them go through this
Shit.
and accept.
They could have fucking hired anybody from Dreams to make better character models and items. To be honest, like the motherfuckers that did the shit in Dreams, there will be real games coming out of Dreams. They will be compared to the shit they get on Game Pass. This is something that's happening. This is in the works. There's no rumors, no nothing. This was always the plan that people can create games in Dreams and they will be able to sell them later on. Might be on PlayStation Network, might be on Switch, might be on PC, might be on Xbox. But there are real developers on Dreams, and they put their heart and soul into a lot of their projects that I've kept track of. When I see shit like that being sold on Game Pass, it makes me just kind of say, like, why are these idiots getting chances before the people that I know? You know? And again,
Exposure.
no details for the last 9 months. That's the only trailer we got, and it's 9 months old, and nothing else came out of it.
See, their thing is they're getting a different type of exposure. Microsoft wants to sit up there and say that they were shedding a light on somebody who probably wouldn't normally get a chance from under the bigger companies. So they're giving this company the exposure by saying, oh, well, yeah, we gave them a shot when nobody else would. And then you look at the game and you're like, well, it's for good reason they didn't get that shot. It seems like it was a lazy effort put forth. And why in the world would you waste money on somebody who obviously is not passionate about the thing that they created? They're going to lie and say that they are. They're definitely going to lie and say that they are and sit up there and ask you how you know that they weren't passionate about the project that they put out. But I'm looking at it like this. Their work speaks louder than their words do.
True. Very true. It's I mean, it's just, what do they do? Let's ignore Gunk, right? Let's ignore Gunk. What do they do now? What do they have? You know, we just looked at their YouTube channel. There's no new trailers today. Like I said, there was no reason for Kids Move or anybody else to talk. What's going on, Spartan? I don't know if you're on a mic yet, but what do they got? Can anybody help me in the chat? Like, what does Xbox have? If you were gonna pitch me a Xbox Series X, right, and say, hey Jay, you should really think about investing into Xbox Series X.
Your worth.
Huh?
I gotta look at how Royce59 said it. He said your work ethic determines your worth.
Exactly.
And if I'm looking at that damn game, oh boy.
I mean, just that game, which is one of the games supposed to come out this year before Halo. Scorn, the fucking other game we looked at the other day, fucking bitch. You know, when their games suck so much I can't even fucking remember, that's when you know it's bad. It's fucking bad. Bright Memory, there you go. I can't remember that game to save my life. It's so fucking generic. Okay, Bright Memory, Gunk, and Scorn, right?
Yeah.
So those are semi-exclusives. Games started their development on PC, early access on PC. Now they're dragging their asses over to Xbox just so they can say they have something, basically. Okay, those 3 games aren't ready. They don't have any release dates. They haven't been updated. For one of them, I think one of them was like months ago, and that was Bright Memory. About 2 months ago, we got an update Scorn hasn't been talked about since last year. The Gunk hasn't been talked about since last year. So what do they have? Pop Tart promotions for Game Pass is what they got, Jay. Hey, Enzo, you right, man. You right. They don't got anything. And I know that. But this live stream is important because someone's going to come here and defend them. And I need that person to hurry the fuck up. Because I want to know what they have. I made an Xbox podcast to find you idiots. So I'm hoping somebody falls for the track. Tell me what you got.
Dude, when I went and picked up my copy of Resident Evil, a girl asked me right off the bat, she was like, "You getting it for Xbox?" I sat up there and was like, "No, y'all kind of hurting right now." And she was like, "Oh, I'm an Xbox fan." I sat up there and looked at her like she was stupid. Looking at it like, yo, I couldn't see spending $500 and making that investment for nothing.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I think all the time about Nintendo getting a Switch, right? It's not the games. They have games. It's will I be able to part ways from PlayStation and play the Switch? Will I be able to play the Switch the way it was meant to on the go? No, not really, because I work on the go, and when I'm traveling between Maryland and DC, I'm normally on my phone anyway, but not gaming. I'll be talking about gaming and conversating with other people that I've met along the way, but I'm not gaming. I haven't gamed on the go since the Vita. And there were games on the Vita I really did play on the go, and I had a more time. So there's value in the Switch, but not for $300 fucking dollars to carry around something I might not use for weeks. And I look at the Xbox in the same way. Like, there was never value in a $500 fucking Xbox machine. Just it's not.
Sit there.
Yeah, to sit there. Might hold my door open, you know. Might be a paper holder. I don't know.
And I hate to admit it, but shoot, Thrash might have been right about Xbox girls because basically, yeah, that's who I was talking to when I picked up that copy of Resident Evil, and yeah, she wasn't cute. Shoot, it wasn't like it used to be back in the day when I would go into a GameStop and the girl would be like, they hired pretty girls because they knew that pretty girls could get you to buy stuff.
Not me. I've saw a lot of pretty girls at fucking GameStop, but I know they're stupid when it comes to the game. And that is why I don't listen to them. Because you can be pretty, but you're not a pretty gamer. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
you're just there to sell me on something.
GameStop hired a pretty girl was PS2 era.
Hold on, let me read this. That's in your area? It was one thick chick in the GameStop where I used to live, and then they closed down the GameStop, so I didn't see her anymore. Other than that, they just put generic, nerd guys in there. Let me see.
Yeah.
I'd say JayTech with the Xbox Series X, you get to emulate to play Nintendo, Sony, and arcade games, and Steam PC and GeForce and Epic APC games, and yearly savings with Game Pass subscriptions of AAA titles. So, yeah, you're trying to sell me on Xbox, but you're not selling me on Xbox. You're telling me, hey, it does this, Game Pass. Like, can you sell me on Xbox without talking about Game Pass and emulations? What does it have? Exclusive AAA, highly rated, Metacritic award-winning games. When do we get those? I don't care about emulation. I don't care about fucking Game Pass. Where are the fucking exclusive games that make your system unique? Games that can't be playing on PC right now. Where are the new games that take advantage of the 12 teraflops?
Wait a minute. You're asking about a console that was built basically around the same PC architecture that any old PC that runs
I
PC
forgot about that. Yeah. I apologize, but you know what I'm talking about. Even though we know it's basically a PC dressed up as an Xbox, we still expected them to have some sort of exclusives, but where's the first party AAA games? Let me put it that way. Like, where are the first party AAA games that are highly rated on Metacritic and are going to really receive some Game of the Year um, nominations? Do you have anything that you could like bring to my attention?
And you'll still be talking about Hellblade.
That shit ain't coming out this year. Y'all only have Halo and y'all know it. We're getting close to June and you know you're not getting anything besides Halo.
I don't even think they get.
What do you say, Rob?
I don't even think they're getting Halo, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a possibility that if they show us Halo and it still looks like garbage, might not get that shit. But I see that they was hyping up their PC version, talking about it's ground up for the PC, which is not a good sign for the consoles. The Xbox
No, it's
consoles.
not. That means basically that they're taking away more resources to get away from the console.
Exactly, and this is what I'm talking about. You need exclusives. All resources only on your fucking platform. You're not spread thin. You don't have to worry about quality. You know the developers are hard at work on one platform. Means the quality is going to be much better. But you don't have that.
No, instead you got people sitting up there running away from your console because they're sitting up there looking at it like, oh man, this is an underpowered piece of garbage. Why in the hell would I spend any money to sit up there?
That's what I'm talking about. The unknown. Hellblade 2 just got his director. They're up there scouting scenery parts. They're taking like tours around around the world to take pictures of fucking mountains and shit. They ain't ready, bro. That game is not ready. It is not ready at all. We got like 70 people in here. I know we got a lot of lurking motherfuckers in here. We got a lot of spies. I don't know why y'all do that weird shit, but the people that are real, y'all can go on and hit that like button. It's not gonna hurt anybody. Y'all can go on and hit that like button. We only got one dislike, so we got like fucking 60 something people here that didn't hit the like button yet. Come on, help us out.
Looking at, yo, shoot, instead of lurking, why don't you just grow a set and show up and explain yourself about your Xbox?
Yeah, we don't really care about PC. PC is like everybody's hoe. Right, like there are a lot of fucking games that run through PC and then they run to another platform. So PC is not an important platform when it comes to me as far as gaming is concerned. There's gonna be a lot of games on PC, and those same games are gonna be over on PlayStation, bro. So I don't care about that platform. I want to know. Yeah, we got fucking spies, bro. We got invaded on my Twitch yesterday when I beat the third biome boss, which. God damn, that was a hard fought battle, but I did that shit. Yeah, I was wondering why we had so many people. I know that our views on Twitch are very low, so it's like under 10 people. We had like 26 people at a time. And it's like something about some Fratanga gang joined the fucking the Twitch to see me play video games and talk shit. All I told them is like, bro, if my platform sucks so much, why are you not playing games on your platform? When you have to go watch me play a game, that means your platform isn't doing something right. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is.
Oh man, let me hop out for a bit.
Oh, never mind. I had to refresh the fucking page. Okay, man. I'll still be here. We got 32 likes, 4 dislikes. I don't know why YouTube froze the fucking likes and dislikes on this page. Weird. So all we really had, which is very boring to me, I'm just gonna be honest. Acute perspective here, as always, defending Xbox, but not very good. Anybody else? I made the thumbnail. I changed the color. Like, we should attract a good amount of Xbox fans within the next couple minutes when they wake up. So, is there anything else? Like, is there any games on Xbox to talk about? Any exclusives? Call Eastwood. No. There you go, Spartan. I knew your ass was gonna interrupt.
I've been here. By the way, I've been in here.
I know you was.
Oh, I just ain't speak.
Now, I mean, Call Eastwood, Dealer Gaming, all them other motherfucking Xbox on YouTube always making these big clickbait titles and big word thumbnails talking about big news and
Yo,
huge news and this and
yo,
that.
Jay,
Hmm.
you heard what happened at Sony XDev Europe?
No.
So they're in charge of all of Sony's second party operations.
Oh, that's big.
They literally are in charge of that now. Like Sony, yo,
So they're in charge of all like indie games going to PlayStation.
yeah. So any second party game like the Returnal and shit like that, Detroit, they're in charge of that.
That makes sense because they work very closely with House Marquee on a number of games, so this makes sense. I'm just gonna scour Twitter a little bit. I don't really know if I see or find anything.
There's no Xbox news really. They just did the frame boost. That's pretty much it.
I think we have a red alert. I'm not sure if this is 100%. Take this with the biggest grain of salt, a truckload of salt. But it seems like, take this with a big grain of salt though, guys. May 12th, 7 o'clock a.m. PT, 3 p.m. BST, and 11 p.m. JST. The previews for Ratchet and Clank will be dropping. So that will be May 12th, which is actually this week, Wednesday. Again, take it with a grain of salt. This would definitely be a very, very early embargo preview. But there was some gameplay leaked out this morning that I took a look at. Wasn't as clear as I wanted it to be, so we won't be showing it. But if this is true, this is the shit I was talking to you about, Spartan and the rest of the Legion members. What does Xbox do leading up to June? PlayStation does have a game releasing right before E3, so of course they will be covering Ratchet and Clank leading up to E3. They have a big exclusive that they can cover leading up to E3. What does Xbox do every week leading up to June? What can they say?
They usually talk about like enhancements and shit, like because recently the years they've been talking more about like recently the last couple of years, like 2018 they bought studios, 2019 they announced their Little Rock Studios, and then last year E3 they didn't it wasn't at E3 last year. So based off literally the last couple of times they actually been at E3, right? They basically been announcing studio purchases and upcoming. Like the system is out already, so they can't really hype that. But to me, the only thing they got to do now is show them games. Like just give us updates of what's going on. But yeah, first of all, I keep hearing the new IP this morning from Mads and shit like that. I keep seeing that rumors. Like, no, I want to see an actual game. And I said that I want to see them come out with some games, bro. Because I'm be honest with you, they're gonna have games. But are they good or great? We don't know yet. But that's what they got to do. Update us on the games because that's what we buy the systems for.
Exactly.
Right?
I hope everybody understands, man. If you're on the Xbox side and you're a big time YouTuber, you have a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah, you have a voice.
You have a voice. You have responsibilities to keep the community informed, like real information. We're not talking about bullshit, rumors, and lies and attempts to get people to watch your video by putting a lie as a thumbnail or putting a lie as a fucking title. No, we need you to tell the truth. Because on the other side, there are people that are interested in Xbox or want Xbox to do better, and lying to the entire gaming community, right, is not the best way to go about it. You're not helping anybody but yourself. The only person you're helping is yourself. You're getting views, you're getting money and advertisement money off of YouTube because you lied so much and people got stupid enough to fucking click your videos. So yes, the game of YouTube, you're winning. But as far
You
as
know what's funny?
the console war,
Jay?
ain't working.
Yeah, yeah,
What's,
listen. And Jay, you know what's funny though? You know they say people like me and you hate Xbox. Hey, we give Xbox the most marketing, more than Xbox does themselves. The streams when we talk about Xbox and wanting them to change, that's marketing. We keep their name in the news. You know, that's a good thing. You have PlayStation dudes that actually want to see titles like this. You might find fanboyish, like where are the exclusives? But it's a real question. Where are they? Because nigga, if they get exclusives, you think we're not going to talk about it? If
yeah.
they're good, you think we wouldn't talk about like, oh, look at a game like. Let me give you an example of a game on Xbox. It's not exclusive. It's not first party. Cuphead, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Cuphead came out, you saw praise from every single platform, even the platforms that didn't have the game. When we voted live on stream at the Game Awards for that game,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen every platform holder, especially PlayStation, vote for Cuphead. Because it brought back memories of like old games we used to play in the 90s, the 80s, Challenge at Contra, and all of those games. Mario,
Mm-hmm.
those are the games we had and we played, you know. So for us, we like that. When it's a good game for Xbox, we will talk about it. We will give it its praise, you know. A game for me like Forza Horizon,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the better Forza series, even though GT and simulators is my shit, but that's the better game to me. Game like Halo 3, all the Halos, that was Bungie and then Reach, those was the best Halos. Now they kind of fell off. I'm just gonna be honest. Gears is Gears, Halo Gears and Forza is the formula, but I want to see them grow outside of that stigma. Like PlayStation, you don't see PlayStation, they just like God of War, Uncharted, The Last of Us. No, you got Days Gone, fucking Ratchet and Clank, what else? They got too much shit on this off the top of my head. Like from their history, PlayStation has a lot, you know, like Nintendo's just Mario, Metroid, Zelda, if you really think about it. But they got games outside of that. And we want Xbox to do better to grow as a brand. So they don't get stuck with the same stigmas. Right now, they have every Western RPG from Bethesda, right? They are the kings of Western RPG. That's correct. I don't want them to just be known for that. I want them to have everything like they did with the 360. I want Xbox to be proud of themselves so you could say, this game is on Xbox. You can only get it on Xbox or, you know, PC, Game Pass, whatever. We want to be able to say shit like that. Like, yo, this Xbox game fire. Like,
Yeah.
nobody want to keep talking negative shit like Xbox is bad, they falling off. Nobody wants to keep doing that because we're disappointed in a way. That
I
shit is
mean, what
annoying.
we got today was basically um an announcement by Coalition that they're going to be using the Unreal Engine 5. But they don't have anything to show, but they are going to be moving to use the Unreal Engine 5. And the way I'm seeing it, right, is that's a nice announcement, but it doesn't matter. And the reason why it doesn't matter is because we can't see shit. So if we can't fucking see shit, it don't matter. That means that's not a W. I don't need Xbox fans running around. Oh, they're using the engine. Did you see anything? No, but they use no, bro. It's nothing. There's nothing there. Just nothing. Concrete information. Something to really get excited about. Games is one thing to get excited about. Not games going to Game Pass. Games. Real games. That's what we want for you guys. We want you guys to have real exclusive games. And I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't think you guys are ever going to have exclusive games ever again. It is going to be hard for you guys to have a game that reaches a 90 coming from a studio that was already established before this generation or the end of last generation, before Microsoft started buying up studios. It's going to be hard for you guys to have a studio that can win Game of the Year. It very well may never ever happen in your future ever. But you don't have to sit up there and act like everything's all right. Nobody's telling you to move over to PlayStation. Nobody's telling you to move to Nintendo or PC. But you need to speak up and talk in the direction of the motherfuckers that matter. Clint Eastwood does not matter. If you speak the truth to this motherfucker about you acknowledging that Xbox has no exclusive games that can go head to head with PlayStation this generation so far, he will block you. He will not provide any assistance to real answers. He has won the game of YouTube. He has over 100 subscribers, and he gets mindless people to view his shit every fucking day. He has won the game of YouTube. But when it comes to the console war, no. When it comes to being an honest, truthful, contributing member of this gaming community, he has not won at all. He doesn't even exist on the scale. I can't stop anybody from supporting Clint Eastwood. I can't stop anybody from listening to him or even believing him. But when I ask you guys a question outside of that stupid ass universe of the RDX, I'm expecting to get some answers. We're still live, and we're still going to be live until it's almost time for me to go to work. But we got to figure out what they can do. Xbox is dead. Right? And it's not like, hey, PS3 was struggling with a $600 console and nobody knowing what Blu-ray was and they didn't have any exclusives in the beginning. No, that was not dead. That was a slow start because they went on to have the highest selling console out of the two real next-gen consoles. And they got released a year after the competition on top of that. And they still came out on top. That's not dead. That was a slow start. Xbox is dead. They started at the same time as PlayStation last gen. They started at the same time as PlayStation this gen. And this is always what I wanted many, many years ago. What would it look like if the PS3 and the Xbox 360 launched at the same exact time? I think we know what it would have looked like. It would have looked just like this. It would have looked just like this. They would not have done the shit that they did during the 360 generation if PlayStation was staring them in the fucking face. Even with new technology.
They launched the same exact time?
Huh?
If they launched the exact same time?
Yeah.
There wouldn't be an Xbox.
Yep.
Series X right now.
Because
I think Microsoft would have ceded to Sony. I think they would have got some sales like higher than the 26 million they got with the original Xbox. The 360 game aspect, I think they would have had like about 45 to 50 million. And I think eventually they would have given up.
Mm-hmm.
But Xbox Live numbers would have kept them going. I don't think they would have had their own deals like if both launched in 2006 or 2005.
If both launched in 2006. I think it would have been more healthy because they would have been able to fix that problem with the Red Ring of Death. If they wanted to. If they wanted to.
I don't think so, because the internals was too compact. Like that final design, everything was just stacked together like, the Galaxy phone I used to catch on fire.
Well, if they launched at the same time, it would have exposed the failure rate even more. That one console, even with $600, wasn't breaking, and the one that was cheaper was breaking.
Yeah,
because it seemed like people didn't take it seriously, even though gamers were really being impacted by the 360 not being able to survive past one game or even not even. I had somebody tell me when it first came out, they didn't even beat the game. They didn't even play it, and it fucked up before they even started to play a game.
Too much heat,
Yeah.
But I think if they launched the exact same time, like truly the exact same time, games you would have thought that would have just been locked to the 360 would not have been locked to the 360. GTA shit would not have happened at all.
Okay, it looks like we got a red alert. Balaklava I think your name is Balak Lava. So Balak Lava Games has confirmed to us in the chat that Uncharted 4 has reached 37 million players. That's good. That's not sold, but I guess that's good.
37 million players. Why did he comment
I
on that
think
specific?
that that's all right because obviously they put it on the PlayStation Plus
Plus,
collection, so everybody has access to it. So I guess they probably not gonna count sold numbers. They probably will give us an update on how many copies it has sold.
Well, last I heard, the numbers was around 16. So
Yeah,
I'm
it was
like,
around 16, so it's probably gonna be around 20 million.
that would be crazy, bro. That means you would have an Uncharted game sell more than. Well, you already do have an Uncharted that
That's
sold
a
more
good
than every
number
Halo
though.
game.
Like
That shit's
37
scary.
million. That's a big number, man.
That's a big number. That was more than The Last of Us.
Mm-hmm.
We heard in back in 2019. Remember that? And The Last of Us had like 20 million, 18 million, and they sold like 20 across PS3 and PS4. Remember that?
Yeah, that's a big
They
number.
have double that number. And Uncharted 4 is a casual game, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, I don't think if they came out at the same time, I don't think the GTA shit would have happened
Oh no,
at all.
definitely no.
Saints Row wouldn't have happened because it would have came out that year. They would have developed for
A
both
lot of
systems.
the Japanese RPG deals that Xbox was
Yeah.
able to get wouldn't have happened either. Because
It
they
would not
only
have-
did it because PlayStation wasn't available.
Yeah. Think about it. You had fucking Capcom making deals
I
with
see my boy
Xbox.
Dez is in here. What's going on, man?
Hey, Jay, you know what's funny?
Mm-hmm.
Sony was literally the main, like Sony literally owned majority of Square Enix and Capcom last gen, and
Yeah.
both of those companies were making deals with Xbox. I've noticed that. That's crazy. Like Sony literally financially saved John. Y'all had deals, but actually that worked out because they really didn't have to invest that much money anymore. Like Sony was like the primary holder of all the stake in Capcom and Square Enix last gen. Well, the 7th gen. Especially Capcom. Like Square Enix was doing better than Capcom. Because they're more westernized, with like Tomb Raider and shit like that. So but I don't think that Japanese shit, I don't think Xbox would have got that. Like, but they still like Lost Odyssey, Blue shit and all that. They still own those games, but like the Dragon Ball Z games, I don't see them. They wouldn't have had the marketing for that. Saints Row, they wouldn't have had. Assassin's Creed, I still would have think went mobile, but have been marketed with PS3. So yeah, a lot of the games, but I think Mass Effect that was going to stay because they actually bought the rights to that. Like that was their shit.
Xbox did?
Yeah, Microsoft, they had the rights to the name Mass Effect literally for years. Like you really could not do anything with the name Mass Effect without Microsoft.
So when did they
trademark.
lose the rights to Mass Effect?
2010 or 2011.
Oh,
I believe
okay.
that's when they started coming to the PlayStation because Microsoft didn't re-register that. I think that was just a deal. So games like that would have happened. Still Mass Effect, the Call of Duties. That's up in the air because actually I don't know.
I think they I mean I don't know. Yeah, because it's again a lot of deals, a lot of things happen. Specifically because a lot of things happen specifically because
Right.
it was Xbox was out first. If Xbox wasn't out first, a lot of things wouldn't have happened that way. Again, it didn't stop PlayStation from coming back, but it did stop some. It did start some things. Yeah.
Jay, you literally have Saints Row, the first game, only on Xbox, and Deep Silver has gone on record and said the reason why we didn't have enough time to make a PS3 version. If they would have come out at the same time, the game would have been on both systems.
Exactly.
Because you see how fast Saints Row 2 was on.
Yeah, I know.
PS3, and it ran better. The funny thing, it ran better than the 360 because it had more CPU overhead. And that game was CPU bound because it had a lot of explosions and shit. Funny, as soon as Saints Row 2 ran better on PS3, Microsoft secured the rights to Saints Row 3. And they marketed it for 360. And 4 came out, they marketed that with PS3. That was funny. It went back and forth. You could tell. I used that game, for example, because it shows how the tide would have turned. GTA 4 was marketed by Xbox, and then when GTA 5 came out, who marketed that? PlayStation 3. Like, PS3 skyrocketed when GTA 5 came out. Like, you saw so many PS3s in people's hands. You saw GTA 5. So, like, really, the console GTA 5 sold the most on is PS3. Even though they have all themselves, the system is sold the most on is PS3. Not even PS4, PC has touched that. PS3. The PS3 version sold 25 plus million. And I'm sure now is way above that. You can have all the mods in the world. PS4 sold like 18 to 20. PS3 is where GTA 5 sold the most. So I'm telling you, if they would have came out at the same time, Sony would have whooped their ass. Because especially that failure rate.
But they knew that. That's the one thing that everybody knows. When you look at that history, they knew that.
Microsoft even said it. We knew we had to get up before Sony. And they were literally said they were scared. And then when they saw the price tag of PS3, they celebrated in the office. Were like, yes, we have a chance. We have a chance. Like, you saw the table of three with Phil, Seamus Blackley, and Peter Moore. They literally told you, we knew we had to get up before them. They knew.
Yeah,
they knew. Like,
bro. We watched it before. I think we're gonna watch this shit again, bro.
Which one?
The video about the history of Xbox. That shit was fucking.
It's a good video.
That shit was so, bro. But damn, they was so conniving, bro. Like yeah, they were so conniving, bro. No, like in the interviews, bro. It's like they was so cocky about the plan, what they said.
What?
Like, man.
I'm like, wait a minute,
I know they are.
Like I'm about to say, wait a minute.
No, but I'm saying in that interview, like publicly talking about what they had done. I have never seen people that work for a company like that publicly say, oh, yeah, we know we had to do this, and we knew if we did this, this would fuck them over. And it was like, damn, bro, really? Like, that's how y'all feel?
But that's business, so I'm sure Sony would do the same thing. Because you see, when the PS4 came out, they waited, and look who they went after first, Activision. That was smart. Sony went to Activision first. And you see, they had the Crash in the PS4 initial trailer. They had Crash coming off the trash. Activision owned Crash Bandicoot. Call of Duty only lasted, well, Call of Duty Ghosts was ran better on PS4. Like Advanced Warfare was marketed by Xbox. But after that, PlayStation. From the start, Destiny has been marketed with PlayStation. Crash is marketed with PlayStation, obviously. Spyro, Skylanders. Notice they went over after everything for Activision. Then, not only that, in 2015, they went after that Batman game, which is usually marketed with Xbox. They had a custom PS5, Metal Gear Solid, a custom console for that. Monster Hunter, which usually is marketed with Nintendo. They went after, well, not really, because most of the games on PlayStation. But yeah, they went after that. Sony was smart. They did what Microsoft did in every market, every genre. They really went after a game that Microsoft used to have with the 360, and that crippled Microsoft because when they have all the third party and then Sony gets their first party rolling, what you gonna do next? It was brilliant. And now they're gonna continue with that same formula. This gen, that's why Microsoft has to get their identity back. And I hope they do. Because believe it or not, even though they conniving, they really had some wicked shit with 360, and I was proud of them.
Oh, bro, I was. I was really happy about. I mean, I was happy about the whole shit, but it was still fucked up what they did.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Because look, remember, that song by Justin Timberlake. That song, what goes around comes around, comes all the way back around. That's about karma, right? Look what happened. When they did all that sneaky shit, Sony caught up with the 360, and then the very next gen, Sony massacred them. And right now, Sony's doing the same. They beating their ass. It's like karma is getting it. Lightning don't strike twice.
For game creators to do their best work. It's that simple.
It's the Xbox 360, and this is its story.
Oh, this should be good. This gonna be good.
Bro, that
Like,
shit was so dope. I can't find the part though.
They edited it out.
I
It was
think
at
they
the
edited that
14-minute
shit
mark.
out, bro.
It was at the 14-minute mark. I remember 14 minutes and 7 seconds.
Microsoft finds itself playing a role that it's not accustomed to, the underdog.
Yep.
And
that's another reason they won.
Pretty simple. It was beat Sony's performance and get to market faster than anyone's ever developed a game console. We were new to the market.
You hear that shit? Beat Sony's performance.
Sony already had a huge installed base.
They did.
By the time we hit the streets, they'd been out about 18 months before we launched. The challenge on Xbox One was all about time to market and maximize performance. We knew what Sony's architecture was. We knew we had to crumble that architecture, and we knew we had to develop it in 18 months faster than anybody had ever developed a game console.
No, there. Pause that, Jay.
Jay,
pause that.
Yeah.
Incorrect. They knew what Sony's tech was because they stole the shit.
Exactly. We know they stole the shit, bro.
Stole the shit, and Sony had to start over. That's how the sale became.
That's exactly. That's why they made the sale, so it will be harder for somebody like Microsoft to take their fucking shit.
I hate when they said we knew it was Sony architecture. Yeah, y'all stole it. Literally, that's well documented. Y'all stole that shit. And then they had to start over. And they wasn't even gonna have a GPU. They were just to sell CPU, remember? I remember that shit, so I hope they correct that. We knew what Sony's architecture was. No, nigga, y'all stole that shit.
Established base of 30 million PlayStation 2s. While the original Xbox is anything but a failure, Microsoft has already set its sights on the next round.
The Xbox 360 program started back in 2002. The code name for the product was Xenon.
Listen to this shit.
The lessons learned from the first Xbox prove invaluable.
When we think about Xbox, it was really kind of learning the business. Microsoft had never done a game console before, hadn't really done a hardware business at this scale before. So there was a lot to learn, just about how to run a business, how to sustain the business.
They wanted to get a foothold in the market. They wanted to figure out what worked.
As we got into the market, we realized there was a lot more to the business that we didn't understand. Actually building a successful business on the financial side and building a bigger ecosystem where more of our partners could make profit. One of the big lessons we learned from Xbox was to be more of a worldwide company. Xbox was kind of a US-centric product. I mean,
You still fucking are.
Still are.
That got together and built a product. One of the things we learned was, hey, we didn't build a box that was as universally appealing as we'd have liked. So in Japan, it was a little intimidating. It was black, it was big. It wasn't something that they necessarily wanted to have in their home.
They don't. Oh, wait a minute. JayTech, pause that.
As universally as interesting. At that time, we didn't know exactly what our
It's big
architecture
and
was.
it's black.
I think he gonna talk about it. I think he gonna get to it.
We didn't know what Nintendo's position in the market
Listen to
was
this.
gonna be. So rather than picking a final architecture early on, we built a flexible architecture with some.
So I want y'all to listen to what this motherfucker just said, bro. Listen to what his dumbass said.
Big. It wasn't something that they necessarily wanted to have in their home.
His black is big. No, I know some.
No,
Japanese
listen.
folks big and
Universally
black.
interesting.
Listen to this
At
part.
that time, we didn't know exactly what our architecture was going to be. We didn't know when Sony was going to launch. We didn't know what Nintendo's position in the market was going to be. So
They were scared. You heard that? We didn't know what our architecture was gonna be. We didn't know when Nintendo was gonna launch. We didn't know when Sony was gonna launch. They were scared, bro. All they knew is that they lost and they needed to hurry up and start. Like, they didn't know who was gonna start, when, and where. And we was like, hey, bro, well, we might as well just start now. But listen to what the fuck they say. I think it's within the 4th minute.
rather than picking a final architecture early on, we built a flexible architecture with some high-level goals and premises around how should we make architectural trade-offs. We got all together and said, how can we build the best overall product? And we went through a process of time where we actually sat down and developed a plan
basically a 30-page document. It said, here's what we'd like to build. And we did that in the context of a worldwide product. How do we address the Japanese market? How do we address the European market? How do we address the U.S. market? How do we look at other regions around the world? How do we attract a broader audience? How do we make it great for the hardcore gamer?
As the Xenon team puts together a game plan for the Xbox 360, Microsoft starts looking for the next generation technology that will power it.
And where they went? Sony's.
Armed with the lessons learned with the first Xbox, Microsoft begins to piece together their next console bit by bit.
We want to be second to market again. So what that meant to us was that we felt we had to be ready in 2005.
It's important for Microsoft to come out first because if they want to beat Sony, who's the market leader, 2 generations in a row, they need every single tool they can use, including the early launch, to get ahead.
Did y'all hear that shit? They need every single fucking tool to beat PlayStation, including the early launch.
I mean,
we gonna leave it right
really
there. We just gonna leave it right there, bro. We just gonna leave that shit right there, bro. Oh my god, bro. That shit was hilarious.
Even the tools wasn't ready in 2012. Bro.
So I think it's around the 5-minute mark.
For Microsoft to come out first.
Here it is.
If they want to beat Sony, who's the market leader, 2 generations in a row, they need every single tool they can use, including the early launch, to get ahead of Sony.
To get ahead of Sony.
They were terrified of Sony.
They were terrified, bro. And they were fucking scared. They didn't launch early because they knew what they were doing. They launched early because they didn't see anybody else launching. They were like, this is our chance. If we can make it to market quickly, then maybe we could beat some fucking shit. Maybe we could do some shit. They were fucking terrified of Sony, man. That's the only reason why y'all got an Xbox 360 a year before PlayStation 3, because Microsoft knew they was going to get their ass whooped. They didn't care what the PS3 was going to be. They knew they were going to get their ass whooped. And this was going to lessen the blow. And it did. It worked. Only one time. And they were never able to do that dumb shit again. Like, they were never able to do it again. And they tried, bro. God knows they wanted to try to do that shit again, but they just couldn't. Because PlayStation been on that ass. They were never going to let them go to market a year ahead of them ever again. Ever.
Even if they do, right?
That shit is just so conniving, bro. It's so evil.
But thinking about it, they will never do that again. Because think about it. Sony's a hardware company. When you launch after, prices go down for shit. So they can have the better technology than your console at a same price that you launched that. But at this point, your console is old and the price is lower, but they have the newer product. That's the reason Microsoft don't want to. Because they don't want to be behind on specs and shit.
Hey, man, you're right. You're right. You 100% right. But it's still, it's a fucked up look. Going to look back at our history of this, and we're seeing that Xbox was like, no, we can't compete. There's no way head-to-head we can go head-to-head, bro.
The Xbox Series X came out before the PS5. 2 days before, right?
Uh-huh.
It made no difference.
It made not a damn difference.
Think about it. That's 2 days compared to the 7 days for PS4 launch first and the Xbox One launch, 7 days later. That's more of a difference, believe it or not. They launched 2 days apart. Which console's ahead right now?
PlayStation.
There's your proof right there.
Yeah, I mean, after what happened with the PS4, no, they were never going to win again. I mean, it was set in stone with the comeback for the PS3. That a year ahead is not going to stop this. Yeah, we probably shouldn't even try to do this again.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they were doing what they were doing. Like, it was like, hey, it was like, we're not gonna We're not even gonna try to do this shit again, bro. Because it didn't work the first time, and it's not gonna work the second time.
Lightning does this right twice.
No, it don't. Nintendo learned that shit with the Wii U. Like, you think they didn't try? You think they didn't try to fucking hit the lightning again with the Wii U? That's why they called it the Wii U. They thought, oh, the Wii is fucking successful. People are buying that. Let's try it again. I'm not saying that whatever the Switch thing might be called might not work, but I think that they better just calling it the Nintendo Switch fucking 2. It's, at least people know what the fuck it is. Like that's just how I see it. I always like I said, I'm always finding it funny that we got shit going on like this all the time when it comes to like going back in history. Like certain people could do stuff, certain people couldn't, and certain people weren't confident. Sega was confident. They knew that they could overcome and beat Nintendo if they had exclusives. Sony was confident. They knew that they needed exclusives in order to win. Nintendo was confident. They knew they needed to continue to produce exclusives. Microsoft's the only one that did not have exclusives at the forefront in the creation of the Xbox or the Xbox 360. They're up here talking about investors. They're up here talking about third-party developers and multi-platform games that were already established that they could like cozy up with, stand beside, so they could just look as popular as the popular person beside them, which was a Call of Duty or a Madden or a Need for Speed or Assassin's Creed. They just wanted to align themselves with the popular franchises, even though they couldn't own them. And it's like, wow, bro, you have no identity at all. There's nothing out here that makes you stand out from the rest of anybody else. You know, and again, that's Xbox. That's Xbox. I mean, I respect them for the 360. They tried to go at Sony's neck. They fought hard. They did what they needed to do to try to win. It just wasn't enough in the end. Do I wish they would be that conniving again? Yes. Do I want them to be as evil as back then? Yes, I do. Because it's fun. It's fun to see them actually compete. That's what we all want to see. We want to see them compete. We want to see them continue to try. Yeah, again, Kyle, at this point in time, Xbox is never going to make a comeback, ever. The only person we've ever seen make a comeback after the other person was able to achieve 10 million console sales was PlayStation. PlayStation is the only console in history that has made a comeback.
91 million units, by the way.
What 91 million?
For what?
91 what?
What's reported numbers for the PS3?
When? Did that happen recently?
No, not the 88.91. 91 million, right?
I'm confused. Or PS3?
No, it's
yeah.
Who put those numbers out?
The 650 right now is 88 million units, right? As of July 2018.
Hey, bro, where you get those numbers from?
Hold on.
Well, I'm gonna wait a little while before I regurgitate those numbers. I want to though.
PS3 is the winner between them two.
Damn. I mean, I know that PlayStation should be much higher than the 80 something that they talked about years ago, but yeah, it's I don't know what the exact numbers are. You know that shit fluctuate depending on who you hear it from. But I would expect it to be about 90. Like I said, it's the only console that PlayStation created that did not hit 100 million. But we know it could have. You know, Xbox definitely did slow them down from reaching that goal. And if Xbox didn't do the shit that they did, they would have reached that goal.
Not just that. Remember, In 2008, we had a economic depression as well. For the
Exactly.
world,
Yeah, and that
so funny.
I think that
That
if
there
we
as
didn't
well.
have a fucking depression or recession, I definitely think people would have been in a more comfortable spot to buy a console.
Yeah.
That was $600. When it came out, my brother already had his pre-order. He went in, jumped in the car with his PS3 box, and we drove off. He was ready. He was ready day one. Like it was no ifs, ands, or buts, no hesitation. He was ready. He got the 360 day one, and he got the PS3 day one. Then when he got the PS3, he gave me the 360 because he was like he didn't need it anymore.
This shit was good, man. I just made salad with chicken in it.
Yeah, your brother was ready.
He was he was ready, bro. That's what a gamer looks like. You don't bitch, you don't moan, you get what you want. That's what you do.
The fact that they're so scared of a company that was so in trouble, it's funny.
But you know one thing though, you know they added to the narrative. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. That's what I hate about that shit, bro. They added to that narrative about shit, hold on, man.
So y'all telling me y'all let a company that was almost bankrupt come back, whoop your ass, and now they worth $115 billion?
Basically, yeah, that's what they did.
In 15 years, they went from worth. Sony in 2006 was worth how much again? Let me see if I can check now. $48 billion, right? So they went from 48 to 18 in 7 years. And from 2013 to 2021, they went from 18 to $115 billion. Let that sink in. In 8 years, they literally went over 6 times how much they was worth.
That's Xbox.
So you're telling me you as Microsoft lost to Sony again?
This is what I focused on when I was in the console war. What I was focusing on is I joined in 2008, China. Right? I joined in 2008. Yeah, I've joined basically the console war version of in 2008. I had already created my YouTube account in 2006, like the holiday of 2006, to watch a video that was age restricted. It's the only reason why I created it. 2 years later, I ended up just being a YouTuber. But before that, in 2007, me and my brother got on YouTube with our first video telling the Xbox community that Metal Gear Solid 4 was not going to Xbox 360, even though they were spreading rumors that it was. So when I joined, it was 2008. PlayStation was really picking up steam on the PS3. But I had noticed a couple years later, probably about 4 years later, Xbox had really kind of just stopped trying. They saw PlayStation making a comeback, and I don't think they knew they could keep up.
They did stop, and that sucks, because I think when GTA 4 came out, they got comfortable. It's like, we got all the deals already, so let's see how this plays. People are going to buy it. But then, when Metal Gear Solid 4 came out, right? And then the next year, when Uncharted 2 came out, I think people was like, oh shit, because that's the same year Black Ops came out, because World at War came out 2008. Black Ops 1 came out in 2009. That shit ran identical on PS3. I think they started to see like, oh, they got Uncharted. This shit is cool. MotorStorm. They started to see more games, because the Resistance also came out that year. So I think they started to see Sony coming out with more diverse games, like the Ratchet Clank. They had mad games. And then the price went down because the PS3 Slim came out. So,
yeah, PlayStation dropped prices probably like 3 times between before I got it and at the time that it fucking was, PS4 was coming around. Like, at the time that I got it, it had dropped from $600 to $400. It was still the Fat Boy, but it didn't have backwards compatibility. Then it dropped again to about $300 for the Slim. And then I dropped again for the Super Slim for $200. So PlayStation, they did correct their price issue, even though people were still shitting on them when they corrected the issue. But eventually people, universally understood the issue was corrected. You can go buy a PlayStation. It is a cheap console again.
No,
I hated that was what stopped gamers that had already invested so much money in the video game consoles. It was so weird to hear someone bitch about the price of the console. Now you're up here talking about Xbox Series X of $500 with backwards compatibility. Motherfucking PS3 had 3 generations of consoles, games available to play on it. It was the most advanced piece of technology in the fucking world with Blu-ray technology. And people were bitching about $600.
Wi-Fi adapters, an Ethernet port. They had the fucking highest quality of Wi-Fi qualifications and Bluetooth. They had the highest range of Bluetooth of every fucking device for 3 years until, you know, the Android phones and iPhones started to get the bandwidth quality. But yeah, PS3 literally had the strongest bandwidth connection, Bluetooth connection out of every device in the world 3 years until 2009. Let that sink in. They had everything. You had to have an adapter for Wi-Fi and all that shit, the Ethernet ports for 360. They didn't have that. PS3 had that shit day one. They gave you fucking monster entertainment system. Literally the original all-in-one.
As Jay said though, PS3's always been Sony's always been ahead of the curve, and they were just too far ahead sometimes.
Yes.
She got me tight though, because Sony was the original.
Bro, I mean, look at
system.
not only that, look at what they did with the PlayStation camera. We had video chat before they did. Nobody gives us credit for that.
That's the only console that had it first. Even Sega didn't have that shit.
We were video chatting. I believe the original chat rooms were 8 people in a chat.
8 people.
And then they lessened it to 6 people in a chat.
Yeah,
so we were doing video chat before they acquired Skype, which they believed this is what PlayStation was going to do, similar to what they're doing with Discord. PlayStation was like, yeah, people are using video chatting, but it's not as efficient. Since we're already contracted with Skype and we've had it with the PSP and the PlayStation Vita at that time, they were going to contract with Skype to have video chatting come to PS4. Microsoft wanted that, and they said, nah. Don't that sound familiar?
Yeah, it was going to be on PS4.
But don't it sound familiar to what just happened with Discord?
They was going to buy Discord. For
exactly. They were about to buy Discord, and there were some talks. I don't think I heard rumors at all that PlayStation was teaming up with Discord. All I knew is that Microsoft wanted to buy them. That's all I heard. With the Skype shit, as far as I can remember, there was no public rumors at the time as a gamer of me hearing that Sony wanted to team up with Skype to bring it to PS4. That at that point in time nobody knew about. No, there was nothing about it. Microsoft knew something that we didn't know. They knew that the PS4 was on coming out, and they knew that Skype was going to be going with PlayStation 4, and that's when they acquired them. Bro, I'm telling you right now, Microsoft's evil. Bro, they got a lot of spies around the gaming industry. They know when you're about to fart. They know. Yeah. They know when Spartan looks at his foot, bro. They know. They know these things. What you say?
No, and that's not a joke. They really do. Like, that's well known. Microsoft has very good security and infiltration. Even like the government, U.S. government uses them. You know, like Microsoft is good at that. Hacking.
They may use United States.
What'd you say?
To get access to these things that Sony's actually involved with.
You know what's funny? Remember when there was a case where a guy did a murder and they were trying to unlock his iPhone and Apple wouldn't do it?
Oh
and
yeah, I
said
remember
they found
that
a way. They had found a way to unlock the iPhone. Guess who did it?
Microsoft.
Mm-hmm. They did that shit because they could crack Apple shit. Like
because they know everything about Apple, bro.
Yeah, nigga, like they the reason Apple exists today. Literally.
That's But what I really love about this whole situation, Microsoft copying that what we're getting into or spying on PlayStation. We know they tried to do that this time around with the PS5, but they didn't count on a secret sauce. Mark Cerny was not gonna have the exact parts of a PC inside of a PS5. There was no way he was ever gonna allow that shit to happen. He was gonna fucking customize the fuck out of it so that even if Microsoft thought they was gonna get a leg up, they wouldn't.
And they still did.
Every fucking month, every fucking year, you're gonna be hearing about faster loading times for PS5 and not as much space being used compared to the other guys. That shit not going away. They can't simulate that SSD even if they want to.
Bro, Resident Evil 8 loads in 8 seconds for Xbox, bro. 8 seconds. And 1 on the PlayStation 5.
That's still fast, though, you know. No, it's not take away.
It
That's
is
still fast compared to last gen. Yeah. You know the funny thing is, do you have confirmation of that? Remember when Microsoft made the Xbox One X? And then if you look at the whole fucking chip, right, the motherboard and everything, and then you look at the base PS4 that came out 2013, it's literally identical. They literally designed the Xbox One X how the PS4 was built. And if you don't believe me, there's videos of it. Check online for yourself. They literally took apart a PS4 and designed the Xbox One X around it. That's how the Xbox X was able to do like the the PS4 GPU would take on the task of the CPU and all that. That's how the Xbox One X was doing it. And then they made this Series X, and they thought, okay, Sony got an SSD. They're gonna go with traditional. No, they built engines in their shit. So Microsoft did that. They had their own 3D audio engine and all that. They built that shit after, you could tell. Because Sony announced in January of last year, or March, February, one of them, about 4K, 8K, 120, 3D audio, the SSD. And then Microsoft's E3 showing was exactly that. The exact same words. Groundbreaking 120. They had the what's this shit called? Dev kits in a video. The exact same shit. We know they spot on Sony. They do it all the time. Because remember, Japanese is really good with technology. You can have the same shit without having the same shit. So you can tell. Look at the same results. I told y'all. The Xbox, the next Xbox, which is the Series X, and the PS5 will literally be like fraternal twins. Different specs, identical performance. And what's happening? Exactly what I said. It don't matter if you spy on somebody. You can spy on people all you want. But remember, what you've seen in the past, that could plans change. And I think that's what happened. A prime example is ray tracing.
Xbox will always copy PlayStation. I said Xbox will always copy PlayStation. If you look at
not. I mean, why the fuck not? Like, look what they just said in that video. Like, making the appeal into the Japanese market. Like the Duke controller, they minimized it for Japan. That's literally why it changed. You know, like how could you? They really told you we got into this space because of what Nintendo and Sony did. But when you hear them talk about consoles, they always say Sony, Sony, Sony. Why wouldn't they copy it? Sony's the reason they're here.
Yeah, Sony's the reason why they're in the gaming market. They didn't come in because they wanted to. They came in because they realized that Sony's making a lot of money, Nintendo's making a lot of money. We want to make a lot of money too.
Oh wait, let me correct something. I think the console space, like with hardware of their own, let's say that, because Microsoft has always been in the gaming market. Those games are made with C, their version of C, like programming. It's made with that. Yep. And remember they was involved in Sega consoles as well, like from a long time. You know, like the versions and shit, like their software, the way the games ran when they went to like.
Yeah, but they never had their own hardware.
But they never had their own console, right?
Their own hardware because Sony and Nintendo were making a lot of money.
Right, so they came in. They did good for the first time. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Microsoft did excellent for their first console.
Yeah, for the first console, they did sell well. They did well.
You know, you dropped out just now.
They did well. What?
I'm not even talking about the specs, bro. The fucking games they had, right?
360.
I think they did it. Low key, I think the only thing they upgraded was their online and social aspect of Xbox. That was excellent 360. They had a lot of games, a lot of Japanese support, which they didn't have the first time around. That's what they did good. But I think they downgraded from the original Xbox because they had exclusive games, not third party shit. They had shit that was only on Xbox. With the 360, they just locked down Tom exclusives, and now people complain that Sony does it. That was their fault.
The thing is, bro. Yeah, that was an Xbox creation, just like DLC and fucking microtransactions.
Yeah, if you want
Microsoft
proof,
facilitated those methods.
and
You
Jay,
know.
if they want proof, didn't you just play a video and said we wanted to create a model that way our publishers and partners can maximize profit? Did they not say that?
Exactly. They were the motherfuckers that created DLC and microtransactions. Don't let anybody fucking
Well,
say
technically,
that
they create
PlayStation did that.
that.
And they were the first
EA
motherfuckers to charge
created
for
that.
online.
Yeah, and,
Yep.
you see like Netflix behind,
Yep,
behind
that
Xbox
one.
Live and shit like that, and you still have to pay for Netflix. Shit like that made Netflix more money and Xbox more money, but they never made a profit. Funny thing, all of their partners made more profit than they did. That's the sad part about Xbox. They made it so. I'm be honest with you, for Microsoft to be a software company, they did good with their consoles. With hardware, they did very excellent. Creating consoles. It's nothing wrong with the hardware. Well, besides the failure rate of 360, there's nothing wrong with their hardware, right? Let's get that straight. They did excellent with their hardware. The problem is taking advantage of the hardware. That's always the problem. So they put too much power in it, devs don't be able to use it. Because by the time devs fully get to utilize power, it's the next generation already. Remember, when you design a console that you have to take advantage of, you have to learn the console first, which takes time. Then you have to develop the game, which takes time. And then when the game comes out, your next game is going to take time. Even if you know the system, the next game is going to take time. And then when it's time for you to be like, oh, I already take a power then of the next console, you have the next console already.
Hold on, bro. Predman said DualSense new update, Steam J Look Steam DualSense features now is light. Don't know what that last part means.
I think what he means that PC games are not getting DualSense support.
Oh.
That's been a
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that makes a lot of sense that they will be able to do something like that.
April 25th they did that on a Sunday though.
Yeah.
Because that was the same day that Apple the update for the PS5 added support for the what the fuck the iPhones. So that's not new, bro. That was a worldwide release already.
I think what he might be talking about is like they have to feedback and shit. I think that's what he might be talking about.
Feedback.
So games on Steam have that.
Yeah,
I guess we'll see.
Oh, that's the way you could say Sony copied Xbox because their controllers never really used to have support for PC drivers and shit like that. Sony designed their controllers now to be more compatible now. So we could thank Microsoft for that because Sony was all about their system. Now they're more open to PC. Like putting the games on PC.
I can't thank Xbox for that, but it is Xbox's fault.
Yeah, Xbox did start it, but I think that they listened to people on the internet more.
Yeah, who wanted it?
That say they wanted it.
Oh, y'all can thank PlayStation for Game Pass though, because Sony beat your ass so bad to the point that they stopped buying games.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you really want to think about it, PS Now came out first. It wasn't like how Game Pass is, the day one shit, and it wasn't as good, with the streaming quality because the service wasn't as good at the beginning. But if you look at PS now, it's like it's very good the way it's organized. I think it was better than how the PlayStation Store is organized. The way this shit is, it's very neat. It's full of content. You can download your games to PS4. I think that's excellent.
It's still got more content than Game Pass right now.
Yeah, I heard the excuse for that is it's been out longer.
Doesn't matter. You have more. You should be able to bring out more stuff. You're Microsoft, aren't you?
Yeah, but you got all the money, right? You got all the money. You got all the Bethesda things. So all of their games for the 360 era should be.
Look, hold on. You bought all these studios, right? Didn't these studios before had games in all through their library in the past?
Well, Bethesda did, yeah.
They're not exactly brand new studios. What about bringing all their games to Game Pass? See,
The game I
thing
really want to see is
look
Fallout New Vegas.
Look at Bethesda, right? Look at Bethesda. They got a library of games, more than you can think of. Where are all those games? Why aren't all those games on the Xbox?
Because some of the games was made by other people. Because Bethesda was the publisher.
They are owned by Microsoft now.
No, like you see, like Fallout New Vegas. Truly, you see like Fallout New Vegas, right? That was made by BioWare.
They're owned. That game was made by what you call it?
BioWare.
No, it wasn't made by BioWare. New Vegas was never made by BioWare.
No. New Vegas is made by the other studio that they already picked up.
Obsidian. So they have opportunity to bring all those games to Xbox, but why haven't they?
I don't know. That's the thing I was confused about.
Yeah, Microsoft just doesn't care, bro. They would eventually, but why are they trickling it out? Why are they trickling it out? They have the opportunity to have a lot of games in there. They just don't want to. Not yet, at least. They want people to think that it's just growing over time. They got the opportunity. All they're gonna do is put in a lot of old games that they have in their back catalog and then put it in there and make it seem as if they what you call it, they're just growing their platform. They're not. All these games they're putting in there right now is old games, and why?
I want to announce a red alert.
Yeah, they copy. Yeah,
I want to announce a red alert. This is coming from Coalition, the makers of Gears of War, the developers that do Gears of War.
Yeah, they're making Gears.
They said, and I quote, "Shifting to a new engine is a big undertaking. So we want to be clear that we will not be announcing any new projects or titles for some time."
That might sound like a bad thing, bro, but I respect that.
You know what's funny about that?
I respect it too, but I know what True Witty's about to say. And it is funny because it does go along with the reports we were getting about a month ago that they're not going to have anything ready for the next 2 or 3 years.
Right, 3 to 4 years, yeah.
But that's not what I'm saying. The Xbox fans were saying that Gears of War 6 was in the works.
But how can they? How can they have that in the works if they said they switching to work? But they switching to Unreal Engine 5 for their games. Even Hellblade 2 was restarted on Unreal Engine 5. So how can they really come up with a game if they switching engines? They just said a brand new engine. They didn't say if it was Unreal Engine. They didn't say if it was their own. But based off how Halo said again, the new engine, I would think they would mean they own. So.
This is what I want to say right now with this. This is what happens when you rely on third party so much.
We were just saying that too. That's crazy. We
Look,
were just saying
PlayStation
that shit.
is producing exclusives, and they got their own engine. That means they get to dictate when their games come out, and their games come out a lot sooner.
You were just saying that just 2 or 3 days ago. I think you were saying that on King Thrash podcast.
Yeah. You dependent on third parties so much that you have to wait for them to move for you to move.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Why don't they just make their own engines? They have the money.
They don't want to do it, bro. You already know, True Witty. You asking one of them rhetorical questions.
Why don't they make the new engine, bro? Tom.
No, but I'm saying why don't they do it? Because they got the money.
They rather buy somebody else that does it than make it themselves, bro. That's how rich people are, bro. They'll buy it, but they won't fucking do it themselves.
They're just incompetent in their own company then.
Well, you heard the history of Xbox when we just listening to it. You heard that shit. They don't know how to make hardware. They don't know how this business is ran. 3 generations later, and they still don't know how to fucking make a good console.
But this is not hardware though, Jay. This is a software. This is their department.
Listen, it is hardware based because they didn't give out the development kits, to the proper.
He said engine is software based, and I bet you JayTech is eating.
Yeah, I'm eating. But look,
Okay.
but look, it is software based. But do you think Epic had the fucking dev kit?
What for? What the Xbox Series X?
Yeah, but you already know they're in bed with Sony. You think they were gonna be able to? No, they have to wait until the embargo list for them to be able to use it because they already know PlayStation's using it first. That's why they put in this fucking shit. Shifting to a new engine is a big undertaking. So we want to be clear that we will not be announcing any new projects or titles for some time. That last part is for Call Eastwood, Dealer, RDX, the ones that will say from this announcement, expect something soon. They want everybody to keep your expectations in check.
Jay's just like, nigga, this is for you niggas.
Yo.
Don't go crazy with this announcement. We're not ready yet, but we working. That's what the shit says.
By the time they're ready, nigga, we gonna be in PlayStation 6, nigga.
And I agree.
That's
I agree
yeah, I
100
believe it.
fucking percent. Again,
That's why
this
I
is
said-
why you
I
don't
told y'all,
put all
man.
your eggs in a multi-platform third-party basket because them motherfuckers is slow. PlayStation is on a whole nother level. But Xbox could be on that level too, but they invested so much in the third party that they can't actually progress if their games aren't ready.
Didn't I say that? Didn't I tell you they took a step back from the original Xbox? Because everything with the original Xbox was them. It was their shit, right? When they went to 360, everything became third party. And then when Sony took that from them, they had to like, oh, wait, so what do we do now?
If they have
That's the
their
problem.
shit from the original OG Xbox, why don't just use that shit? Improve
Because
it and
the
use
gamers are not going to buy it because they're so accustomed to where the third party's been doing. Because third party had the better games, believe it or not. Even though Sony had exclusives, in the PS3 era, and they were great games, good games. Microsoft
I'm
system
gonna
had a
put the
lot of
link
third
to
party.
the
Third party was the
screenshot
hype.
for this quote. So the people in the chat, if you want to know and if you want to read that, I put the link right there from the Twitter screenshot. But again, this is a very important thing for them to say because there's so many Xbox fans, and they know this, that will run away with this information. It's not going to stop them, but, I do expect Call and Dealer to have a podcast
Where you
surrounding
put that
the screenshot.
at? Yeah.
The screenshot is from the official article from Coalition.
Oh, did you post it in Discord?
No. I gotta go. Well, let me post it. Let me post the link to the screenshot because when I say pictures to my computer from Twitter, it's fucking weird. I'm gonna put it in gaming news.
What you said about Xbox engines? They tried that. That's how we got Craig.
Shit.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. Yeah, that's how we got Craig. That is how we got Craig.
I'll see it.
That is true. They did create an engine.
Yeah.
I mean,
you see the
that's
results.
thing. We know they can't create engines, but I'd rather them create an engine because that means they can get games out quicker.
Oh, I have it. I have it.
That's sad. You want to know why that's sad? Because they are a software company. Sony's a hardware company.
What's going on, Ratchet 5? I told y'all. I knew it.
Sony's a software company, bro. They shouldn't be able to do a better engine than you.
Hardware company. Sony.
Yeah, sorry. Sony's a hardware company. They shouldn't be able to do a better engine than you. That's the sad part.
Yeah, but Windows has always stole their shit from other people.
You're right. Like, people be thinking the engine is literally like an engine, right, bro? That shit is software tools, bro. Like,
yeah, but okay. Look at it this way. They didn't create Microsoft. They really didn't create Microsoft. The software for that was someone else's that they stole from under them.
Right?
Yeah, it was
Windows,
called
right?
DOS.
DOS.
Yep.
Dirty operating system. They bought it for $75,000.
And then they created Microsoft DOS, and then Windows.
Then they put the M in front of it.
That story is a big story, though.
Yeah, he was in court for it for a long time.
Yeah.
And they won. And the funny thing is, they lost that lawsuit.
There was nothing to compare it to because there wasn't any operating systems to compare it to.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, though, here's a problem, though. Here's a problem, though. When they freaking, what you call it? when they made that software, the only reason they made so much money off of it is because guess what?
IBM deal.
They sent out a virus, and the only way to fix that virus was to pay Microsoft. But they sent out an antivirus.
It's brilliant. The funny thing is they kept that shit. Windows Vista had that same shit. That same part that looked like iOS. It looks like iOS. It looked at Mac OS. Windows Vista was literally like a carbon copy of Mac OS. I was like, bro, the round shit and the one button on the side or round. I'm like, this shit looked like familiar. And I used to see it. And then it went to like Windows 7 is the best Windows operating system ever for me, if you think about it. 1995, 2000, 2003. It was nice, yes, organized, but Windows 7
What about
was just
Windows
different.
XP?
Windows XP was alright.
Wait up. I meant Vista, right? Vista was the bad one, right? Was Vista the bad one?
Vista and 8.
Vista, yeah, I don't like 8. I'm forced to use 8, but I don't like 8. I like 7 better than 8.
Windows 10 Pro, like 10X, like I got that, the developer version of 10. That's very good. But I'm noticing Microsoft does this a lot, right? They will literally brick your device until you update. Like your shit will go slow, it will experience crashes until you literally update the shit. And then when you do it, they'll be like, now update in this out of 100, and then when you update, all the problems go away.
So this is a part of the red alert. The red alert for Gears. The very first website confirming that yes, the release date is far away is comicbooknow.com or comicbook.com. If you guys ever heard of comic book, a lot of people have heard of it. So they have this is what their title says: Gears of War 6 release date is very far away.
Correct.
Again, Halo has to come out. The pressure is mounting for Halo to come out.
It has to come out. I think it will.
This year. I don't know what the condition is gonna be. I don't believe it's gonna be sitting at a 90 or it's gonna be a Game of the Year contender, but it has to come out this year.
You know what game I would love to come out this year?
Xbox stop getting Game of the Years, bro. I don't think they're gonna get another Game of the Year.
I don't think
they're gonna get a candidate.
Oh shit.
ever again.
I think they will. But you know which game I really think should come out this year to join Halo? Take a guess. It's a sequel to a game that used to be on PlayStation. Take a guess. I think I'd know that. Huh?
I don't.
Hellblade?
Absolutely correct. That game I really want to come out this year.
I want a lot of games to come out this year so they can be supported. But let's be honest, man. They're still running around the world taking pictures of scenery and shit. They just got their director. That game is not ready for this year. And we know it's going to be bigger. Like, again, look at Hellblade 2 as a game on the level of Returnal. We know that House Marquee made a lot of smaller games before Returnal. But look at Returnal. You know, look how it looked compared to any of their other games and how you remember it. They definitely want to go above and beyond because now they have a budget. These motherfuckers are buying shit from dollar stores to get that game ready, bro. So now they got a budget. They don't got to do that dollar store technique or that ghetto technique to get images and shit.
No, they probably are still doing that shit.
No, because that Lightning and Returnal was not even...
No, they got a full studio, bro. They got a full, what is it, mocap studio. A brand new studio for Ninja Theory.
Yeah, but Ninja Theory, they don't want to make AAA games though.
Sure they do.
No, they said it themselves.
Yeah, they say a lot because think about it. Look who owns them. But I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, but Microsoft also doesn't want to make AAA games. They want to make a lot of AA games and a few AAA games. That's what Microsoft wants to do.
Well, look.
But you think they're gonna have a flagship studio like Ninja Theory make smaller games?
Exactly. Look at Returnal, bro. Returnal is regarded as a
Ninja Theory was a AA studio.
Yeah, but hear me out, True Witty. When people look at Hellblade, they don't regard it as a AA game. The look and the feel of the game is AAA. It's
Yeah,
just
I
like
know.
Returnal. It's a double A
But he's
game
saying
by
what
DNA,
Microsoft
but
said.
the look and the feel of Returnal is a
Still,
triple
it's
A.
AAA, but that's what Ninja Theory wants to do. They
So
want
they're gonna have
um,
to still make that game good and lengthy.
Yeah, but it's gonna be on a double
And
A
I don't
budget
think
though.
I
That's
don't
what
I
he
don't
said.
think it's gonna be good, and I don't think it's gonna be lengthy.
I think it will be good, but not lengthy.
Also,
And
I
even though
want
you
to.
don't
I
have a lot
also
of
want
budget,
to
Truity,
sit up here and let people know.
Truity, even though you don't have the big budget, you
It's
can make a
going
good
into
game.
Game Pass, bro. It's going into
What
Game Pass. It
fucking
doesn't mean
shit is this?
it doesn't need to be that lengthy, and it does it just needs to
Better
be
be.
not. It just needs to bridge the gap between other games, and that's what Ninja Theory is gonna be.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. Okay. I get you. I get you. But I already think it should be lengthy at least. I think as Ninja Theory, so I'm not, Ninja Theory don't really make bad games. I can't say not really. They don't
No,
really
they don't.
make
No, they
bad
don't
games.
make bad games. Nah,
But
hell no.
after
Far
the
from it.
first Hellblade, bro, and that shit was not so successful, but reputation-wise, it was really well received.
Oh yeah, it was.
I can't see them. I can't see them making a game that's just like Game Pass after the first game.
No,
see them doing that.
no, you missed my point. They're not gonna make Game Pass fodder. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when they make their games, they're gonna be double A games, but they're gonna bridge the gap, get you ready for what Microsoft's next AAA game is gonna be.
Oh, okay. Now see, it's like a stepping stone to like
Yeah.
biggest.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm
gonna
gonna say right now, True Witty, if that game is short like the first one or whatever, I'm gonna tell you the media ain't gonna be looking kind at it. You gotta understand another thing. I know they want to keep the game exclusive, console based. I understand that. I can't stop them from doing that.
They better.
But I want to know if they could make any money off of it outside of Game Pass, and I don't think they will.
Hey, doctor, they're not gonna make money out of Game Pass because it's not gonna sell outside of Game Pass. It's gonna be Game Pass and Game Pass only.
That game better not come to PlayStation, bro. I swear to fucking God, that's one mistake. That shit better not come to PlayStation.
Yeah, me personally, I think they need to keep that shit.
Better not come to PlayStation.
That needs to keep that over there.
On record,
should become the PlayStation, but some of them are. None of the games
record
come
this
to
shit.
PlayStation,
Remember
but
this
some of them
audio.
are.
That shit better not come to PlayStation at all. If it comes to PlayStation, bro, I would not buy that shit.
Oh, definitely. I'm not
Because
supporting.
it don't
I'm not
belong.
supporting them.
PlayStation. If you own that studio, that game should not be on PlayStation at all.
I was saying the same thing about Minecraft and all the other fucking games coming over like Psychonauts and shit, but they still put them over.
Psychonauts is coming over, but it's owned by
Psychonauts 2 is coming over. What was that other game that Obsidian put out?
Wasteland.
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds.
That was great. That was actually a great game.
Yeah, so I mean, they need to have already stopped putting games on PlayStation for you to say they better not put something on PlayStation.
Let me tell you something about Outer Worlds, right?
Yeah.
Outer Worlds
That's what
was
Fallout should be.
No, that's not what I'm saying. The Outer Worlds was buggy on the PlayStation, but it wasn't on Xbox. I looked at it because I had both systems at the time. And it was on Game Pass. So I'm like, let me see if it's any better on Game Pass, right? I looked at it and the game was not as the game graphic was not as bad. And I was playing on the Xbox One S. It was not that bad. When I looked at the PlayStation 4, it was the graphics was like it was
watered down, frame rate issues, yeah.
When it came out, they did not give it a pro patch.
Yeah, that's
when it got an Xbox One X.
So
patch.
I mean, me personally, if they're gonna do shit like this, I'm perfectly fine with them doing shit like this, like taking priority. But if you're gonna take priority, go all the way. Put that game only on your platform and don't. Yeah, exactly. Keep it on your platform. Don't bring it over. Because if you go fuck over certain people that like to buy these multi-platform games made by Microsoft Studio, it's probably best for you to just keep it on your platform and see how.
I'll give you an example of that. You see how MLB is on Xbox? Look at that game. For the first Xbox version, you think that game is fucked over on Xbox?
Nope.
Absolutely not. It takes full advantage of the Xbox. And it's identical performance.
Yeah, but you gotta realize that's because Sony has respect for their game.
Right.
True. Sony has respect for their game. They don't want
Outer
to
Worlds
live in no light.
Outer Worlds is a weird kind of thing because when Microsoft bought them, they were already in contract with the publisher. I can't remember who published it at
Yeah,
the moment.
they were private division.
Private division.
Private division. But
so that was already a multi-plat. But then they bought them. They put on Game Pass.
That wasn't a concern for me though. That wasn't a concern for me though. But after Microsoft bought it, it's like they just decided they're not gonna upgrade it or do better for the PlayStation. They're not gonna.
Yep, that's true.
The same energy
And why would they? That's correct. They should not.
I know. Why would they? But the game was already a multiplayer because it was contracted that way. Why mess up? Why fuck over the PlayStation version?
Because they couldn't fuck over it. Coming to PlayStation, they can control the patch stuff. That's why.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, that was not in the contract. An upgrade, a free upgrade, was not in the contract.
And look, and that's what I'm talking about. What is? It's another game that's on Xbox or gonna be an Xbox exclusive, but we know it's coming over.
All of them.
Huh?
I'll just play it. I said all of them.
Yeah, all of them. But it's not medium. It's not medium. It's not scoring. It's not bright memory. It's another game they got. That's gonna be
medium.
No, it's not medium.
I hope not. Oh hell, scoring?
No, it's like.
Is it one of their games that they own?
Yeah, I mean, I forgot what it
Starfield?
is. Starfield. There you go. Starfield.
Said that, bro.
Starfield is a game that I know that if they can change Bethesda from doing a multi-plat day and date to be only on Xbox for a certain amount of time, I believe, even though Bethesda makes some buggy ass games, it's gonna be way worse. We've seen this happen over the last couple months where games are.
Bethesda's still running the company. It's not Microsoft running Bethesda.
Bethesda still runs Bethesda. Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I 100% agree, and I know the way things are and the way things should be. But remember, True Woody, maybe a month or two ago, you were worried that Microsoft would intervene and tell them to make that game only on their platform.
But they still can. I
hope they do. Like, I really hope they do.
They still can.
This is the thing, bro. If they have faith in Xbox community that much to support them financially, do it. Do it. Keep it only on your platform and see how well that does.
Faith, bro. Just keep it on your system in general because that's your shit.
Exactly.
I don't give a damn. Like, you will see Sony putting their games on PC because they want to, but they don't have to. That's the thing. Microsoft had to get their money back. That's the difference, you know. So I don't think it should come to PlayStation. Oh, I'm telling y'all, if some games come to PlayStation, I'm gonna curse them out.
So as of right now, Colt Eastwood hasn't produced a video or live stream on his channel in over a week. Dealer Gaming hasn't talked about anything on YouTube in over a week.
What is there to talk about?
That's the point I'm making is like, we know they don't have anything to talk about. All the rumors and clickbait that they produce didn't really produce any information, because if they had information, we would know. And if we would know, we would talk about it. We don't have anything to talk about. We've been live for almost 3 hours, and we haven't had any real news for Xbox to talk about because there is none. Announcing a new game going to Game Pass is not new. That is something that's always going to happen.
We have news, Jay. We have news.
Oh.
Coalition just said that they ain't giving no.
Well, I mean, we covered that, but it's like, hey, we're gonna move to the new engine, and we ain't making nothing for a while, so don't expect nothing.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, that's news. That's news,
bro. you know that they don't have the engine, but they moving there, right? That's what they confirmed in the press release today. They got to move to the engine, but they are not currently working with the engine. That means that when they get the engine, there's going to be a 4-year time cycle before the game even gets out.
Which basically means they are making the engine, Jay. They're making the engine themselves. They haven't done the engine.
No. Coalition is using Unreal Engine 5. They're not making it.
Unreal Engine 5. Oh, but that comes out next year.
That's what I'm saying. This game could be 5 or 6 years away.
Wow.
Game development takes like 4 years, bro. And if you gotta wait until next year to use it, then that means it could be 5 or 6 years away.
Wait. Who said they had to wait till next year, bro? that contract with Sony could be for how long, bro? It could be to next year, and they didn't want you to be able to use it
Yeah,
till
that's what I'm
after
saying.
next year.
They have a contract. They have
Wait
a
up, wait up,
contract
wait
with
up,
Sony.
wait up, wait up. Spartan, what you say again?
I said, who was to say that the contract with Epic? You know, Sony hasn't produced a game that used the Unreal Engine 5 yet,
Yeah.
but they have a contract to use it. Remember, that means Sony has to develop their game as well, and that takes time. So who's to say Microsoft will be able to use it next year? That might come after next year. Because, you know, the coalitions are masters at the Unreal Engine. They are. I'm going to give them the credit. Unreal Engine 4, they did marvelous with those Gears games. But remember, Sony, like when they have contracts, they tend to last a while. Like Final Fantasy 16, Project Athea, right? But keep in mind, you see that game Project Athea, which I forgot the name of it now. That shit ain't coming out until 2 years after on other platforms. And we still don't know when Final Fantasy 7 it's got extended another 6 months for the PS5 version. So we don't know when that deal is going to end that they can use that engine. Because if you really want to think about it, if they ain't not able to use Unreal Engine, they can't make the game. Because they want to use that engine specifically. And if Sony holds that engine away from them, what they going to do? Sony won't allow us to use the Unreal Engine?
You know what's funny? You know what's funny knowing that Sony has a major stake in I mean not major, a minor stake in Epic. Them keeping Unreal Engine away from Xbox is not that hard to do.
It's not.
And if that's what Microsoft is waiting on, because remember Hellblade is also they're also moving that game to the Unreal Engine 5.
Right.
They're moving that game to the Unreal Engine 5, and Sony has holded out Unreal Engine 5. They ain't getting it for a long time.
Because remember, they have 450 million, and I see the news that Sony offered Epic 200 million to bring their PS4 games to Xbox Store. I've seen that, and I'm like, so that if they give them 650 million now, like that's really over $500 million. So Microsoft will have to pay for them to use that engine, and they're not trying to do that.
They have to pay at least Sony over 500.
Well, we can't lie.
Million just to get the Unreal Engine.
Most of the games that use physics needs to use the Havoc engine, right? Microsoft owns that.
Yeah,
so they can withhold that. But then again, Sony got their own engines. I'm sure they could just
that's the thing.
They could just make their own shit.
See, but that's the thing, though. Sony has other engines that they can use. They don't need to use the Havoc engine.
You know what, bro? That's that's gonna be the defining factor, which has already been the defining factor, is who can get your games out quicker, and people need to think about why. Like, think about why you can get your games out quicker.
Because Sony has the engine.
Exactly. They have engines already ready, bro.
And they already have the hardware that's already developed or familiar and friendly. So think
it's
about it.
Easier to upgrade now too.
It's an upgrade, especially the I/O, the SSD. Now
there's one thing I want to remind you.
What?
There's one thing I want to remind you and let you understand. Remember what Mark Cerny said? That games will be developed faster. Look at freaking what you call it. Look at freaking Insomniac.
Yeah, I know.
Insomniac has 4 fucking games already.
Yeah,
they don't have to bring their engines from the cell processor to x86
Yeah,
now.
but you know what I really like about PlayStation? The only game that used the Unreal Engine last gen was Days Gone. That was the only one they made that used a third-party engine. So that means going forward, we already know other developers. They have their own engines. Naughty Dog has their own engine. We know that Guerrilla has their own engine. We know Insomniac, they have their own engines. They could produce game after game whenever they want. Huh?
Insomniac engine is impressive.
It is very impressive. The only game that has used Unreal Engine for this generation so far was an older version of Unreal Engine, and that was Returnal. But it makes sense because they are a smaller studio getting into the spotlight of AAA. So that makes perfect sense. The following games they produce is probably going to have the Unreal Engine 5 working on it. So, yeah, that's the difference, man. Sony will never be dependent on AAA. AAA will be dependent on them. And third party. Third party will be dependent on Sony, but Sony won't be dependent on third party. Because if you're dependent on third party, you're waiting. You're waiting.
That is true.
You know how
That
PlayStation is already with their foot into the next gen pool? What about what's happening with third party? Third party ain't even there yet. Look around.
I know Activision has a new
Most of their
engine, but I don't
games
know
are
again.
spread across last generation. Look around.
You know what I respect about Activision, though? Although I hate Call of Duty, you know what I respect about Activision? They prepared themselves for next gen. They made an engine ahead of time
Right.
for Call of
Which
Duty.
is a smart thing. It's a
That's
smart
right.
thing to do. Why the
Yup.
fuck will you be so dependent on Epic that now you're getting fucked over because now Sony and Epic is together, and this is the one engine you need for Gears. This engine is vital for Gears to come out, and you are gonna be held up for years.
Because Sony took everything from them.
Yo,
Sony
that's
because
crazy.
even EA Studios have their own engine. That Frostbite engine is fucking fantastic. EA already made engines and they enhanced their shit. You see right now, Capcom, that Resident Evil engine, bro. The fucking Square Enix, how they engine is from Final Fantasy, they already made new engines. So remember, all of these games that are partnered with PlayStation
all these people made their engines. All these good developers made their engines ahead of time. Microsoft sat there waiting for third-party engines. I don't get that shit. I don't get that shit.
Okay, so a part of the red alert earlier. This is the third part. Yeah, it is going around that multiple websites are making sure in the title they do confirm that there's not going to be any Gears updates for some time or for a long time.
Oh boy, if you want to
know, like, talking is good and having news is good. This is not good news for Xbox fans. This is not good.
Funny, I'm going to tease. I'm going to tease Spartan for a long time.
The DLC for Gears 5, though, that shit looks marvelous, though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, again, this is what I think they should have did, bro. You see how Returnal is using Unreal Engine, what is it, 4 point something, 4.27 or 4.26? They could have just used that engine and spiced the shit up. You already got to make sure you have it on Xbox One, but the thing is, I think they gonna permanently phase out Xbox One. That's why they said, hey, we gonna have the Unreal Engine 5. They not gonna have that fucking Gears 6 on Xbox One. That shit's only gonna be on the Xbox Series X. And they're what they want is in the next couple years, motherfuckers switch over to either PC or Xbox Series X because they are not putting Gears 6 on Xbox One.
Hold on. Yeah. Did you just say they're phasing the Xbox out?
I believe they will completely phase out the Xbox One to the point that they're not even producing games over there.
I think they already started.
I think there'll be an app by the time that comes out.
No, I mean, they started it to a degree, Spartan, but they still got plans for Halo Infinite to go on Xbox, and, well, that's pretty much it. I didn't hear anything about Forza.
I hope not.
Is that shit going to be on there for 10 years?
No. Because to be honest with you, a game like Starfield is huge, right?
These motherfuckers are crazy.
Well, you could tell it's going to be a huge
game.
That game needs power.
You can't put Starfield in that field, though, because Bethesda, before they were even acquired, they said they're not even, none of their next-gen games are, none of the other games going forward are going to be on current gen. So they already stated that. That was already stated by Bethesda.
I like that player words you just
it looks like we got another major red alert. It looks like Rambo might be coming to Call of Duty.
Rambo?
It looks like that's what might be happening. Seems like people are piecing some shit together. I wouldn't be surprised about that, but that would be the start of them bringing over like actors and pop culture, kind of like what Fortnite is doing, which, you know, they gotta find a way to make it work.
Yeah, but I don't see the point.
Even though
because you're the first person constantly. What's the point?
Right.
It's kind of stupid, though.
You say what?
Well, it's not.
I said it's kind of ridiculous though, because you're in first person. You're never gonna see that character. So why? What is the point?
I guess it's just the hype around it. You know, the idea. You know what I'm saying? I guess
but the idea is just basically like you saying, yeah, it's there, but you're never gonna see it.
I just realized something. Sony really took every third-party thing from Microsoft that they had during the 360. Every partnership they had, Sony took away every single partner they had.
Yeah.
They got Resident Evil this year. That's about all they got to play. If they're willing to buy it.
Think about it. Games was in bed with Sony for how long? I mean, Microsoft for how long? Years was made by Epic. And now, think about it. Sony has that engine. And they have the fucking store.
And that's what's funny. And that's what's funny. They used to be the ones to make Gears of War for Xbox. And then Coalition came
it's a classic fuck over because they did that shit with Bethesda, bro. And Sony is not one to forget, bro. Sony is not one to forget. So keep Bethesda games off of PlayStation. We're gonna keep
not Sony. The Japanese don't forget.
Exactly, but we're gonna. They're looking at it like you're gonna keep Bethesda games off of PlayStation. We're gonna keep this engine off of your games.
Shit, Square Enix.
And that's the thing. They're probably more Xbox exclusive that use the Unreal Engine than any game on PlayStation, and it's gonna really affect them.
So almost all their games are made on Unreal.
This is gonna be something that's gonna impact them for a while. So this is
that's probably what's holding a lot of their games back.
Exactly, and this is what's connecting us to this report. We're connecting all of this to the report that they said games won't be ready for a couple years.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? Because most of their games use the Unreal Engine. Forza also use the Unreal Engine.
Forza has their own engine, I think.
But they also use the Unreal Engine.
Forza uses
for
the Unreal
physics.
Engine.
As long as they use the Havoc engine for like the physics and shit, they use the Unreal Engine.
I think Forza has their own engine. They're making
Fable
with that engine.
They do have their own engine. But the physics and destructive aspect of like Forza Horizon, it uses the Unreal Engine. They don't even use the Havoc engine for that. They use the Unreal. But Unreal has that physics shit in there too. That's where you get all the shit for gears and all of that. Like that's why. Like I'm telling y'all, that was genius.
That's why a lot of the games are going to be held back because they're waiting for the Unreal Engine 5.
That's really fucked up in a way, bro. They really took an engine from them so they can put their games out. That's a little fucked up if you really think about it.
Look, let me put it this way. It's fucked up,
it's the way of the
but
game.
Xbox has done worse with the Grand Theft Auto DLC back in the day. They done some really fucked up shit. Keeping BioShock off of PlayStation, keeping Mass Effect 1 off of PlayStation. Like they did some, you talk about fucked up. We can go back in the record books and see the fucked up shit they did.
Saints Row 1 off of PlayStation and it has never come.
Also, buying Skype so Skype will never be on a PlayStation platform ever again.
And
Saints Row 1.
And trying to buy Discord.
And Saints Row 1. That's a lot of
With
shit,
Mass Effect, I had to buy it digitally because 1 didn't come. I think I got to play 3 before 1 came out. You could either buy the trilogy pack and get the disc, or you had to buy it digital because they don't even think they came out with a disc version for Mass Effect 1.
They never did. The PlayStation was only digital.
Yeah, I had to buy it digital or buy the whole damn pack. Well, I had 2 and 3. I'm not gonna.
Sadly, I gotta go make money and go to work, but I know.
I'm off to the end tomorrow.
Yeah, I wish I was, bro. But
me too. Oh wait, I am.
You are, motherfucker. With that being said, I hope everybody has a great Monday. If you have any information on Xbox getting any new games, exclusives, ones that might not be on PC, or games that you think are going to be good, bring that to our attention. You know, I would put out the link. I'm going to put out the link for the Discord, so if you want to join and drop info, that's cool. I'll verify you on the way to work. But as far as everybody else, have a great Monday. Again, if you feel that you have time in your day to find those hidden Xbox exclusives, please don't be afraid to try. I know it's probably not going to work, but, you know, don't give up. You know,
there are no hidden Xbox exclusives.
We might find them. We might find them. We might not.
Jay, I heard them shits was in quarantine then. You sure?
We'll come back to we'll touch back on this in 2024.
Those exclusives might be in quarantine, but the exclusive might not be in quarantine. So
I think there's some will come though, but I just want to know like if the Unreal shit is really fucking them the fuck up, bro.
Here's one thing. Here's one thing, right? Everyone's blaming Microsoft not having any games on the quarantine. I call that. I'll call bullshit.
Well, I'm gonna
Because
get the
Sony
fuck
has
up
to blame
out of
like
here.
this.
We're gonna keep talking about it off air though. If you guys want to join the Discord, a link is about to be posted right now. I will
I better
verify
show
you
up.
on there. Yeah, y'all better show up. We're putting a link there. Thank you guys for the support. We had a lot of love, a lot of support here, but I gotta go to work. I would stay here with you all day long, you know I would, but I gotta go to work. Join the Discord. We're gonna be in the chat for probably an hour to talk more about this shit. So you guys want to continue to talk, you can go join the Discord and